We're still up on the tripod. Friday, January the 17th. Wow, 2020. It's cold. It's like minus 19, minus 20, minus 21 degrees Celsius. And the temperature is dropping, and it's dropping quite quickly still. We haven't had a major cold so far this winter, but we're getting that now. Hey, Gary here, trail name Jasper. Welcome to my channel. Today we are on a 24-kilometer day hike, day pack. A lot of fresh fallen snow, as you can see from the trees and the trail around me. But you know what? I was going over questions more than anything, and comments from recent videos I've uploaded on my YouTube channel, trail name Jasper, primarily in regards to hiking the Bruce Trail, or a through hike on the Bruce Trail, but hiking in general. And I've had quite a few comments, quite a few questions, messages, and so on, emails. So I thought to myself, you know what? I'd like to really address a lot of these questions as a kind of question and answer kind of period, if you will. And rather than doing it sat down in an easy chair or back in my studio at home, I am a photographer, so I have a small studio, I thought, what better place than out on the trail on a beautiful, crisp, snowy Ontario day. And you know what? This really is what Ontario and Canada is all about, especially in the winter months. So, having said that, we're going to answer some questions. We're going to have a kind of a question and answer period. And another thing, if there are any questions that you would like to ask, first of all, you can ask them below, or leave a comment below, and you can email me at trailnamejasper@gmail.com. Any questions you email me, we will put in a kind of a group question and answer period, probably on another hike like this, and we'll answer those questions. So hey, to begin with, let's just lay down a few miles. The trail today takes us along a 24-kilometer kind of round loop, if you will, through the forest, country trails, past some country homes and cottages. Where we're located right now is very much in cottage country here in Ontario. So you will see, as we hike by, certain homes and properties basically right on Georgian Bay. It's a beautiful area to be in today. Yeah. So yeah, we're going to go past some beautiful homes, some nice kind of cottages that people use for their vacations and weekend getaways here in the wilderness. It's actually very, very beautiful location to be in. Wow. The trail itself, well, the trail can be very, very challenging today, especially with the deeper kind of fresh snow, very much like hiking on soft sand, very much a workout. So that's good. Now, without any further ado, let's get into the first question, which does involve working out. I've had, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 different questions in regard to, do I train or exercise, go to the gym or whatever in regards to preparation for a through hike? And the answer to that is Yes, very much so. I am probably in the gym probably 5 times per week, if not more, depending. And secondly, I'm hiking 4 or 5 times a week. Hikes very similar to what we're doing today. Also, sometimes I'm doing hikes that are pretty much straight up over Blue Mountain, and I'll do those several times in any particular day, usually with about a 3,000 to 4,000 foot elevation gain. Sometimes with a full pack, sometimes say a 20-pound half pack, sometimes no pack. Just depends on the conditions. So yes, I do very much so train, exercise, essentially practice in preparation for through hikes, no doubt about it. Okay, where we got to right now, I'm going to show you. From the trail is a little country road that actually runs down to the shoreline, which is where we're heading. And that'll bring us out to the beach area, which of course is ice and snow right now, at Georgian Bay. We're heading to Balm Beach, which is a small tourist destination here in Ontario. So that is our turnaround point on today's hike. As the trail continues, a beautiful section of country homes, cottages and so on along the shoreline. At the other side of those cottages and homes is indeed the beach and Georgian Bay. Georgian Bay is part of Lake Huron, here in the Great Lakes in Ontario. Okay, next question. Well, first of all, I should say it's super cold today, and because of that my nose is running like a bugger, and then freezing. So it can be quite embarrassing, and I do apologize. Okay, next question. Footwear. Well, first of all, I have had several questions about footwear, and footwear to me, it's a very personal thing. What works for one person does not necessarily work for someone else. Secondly, keep this in mind, to have effective, reliable and comfortable footwear, there's 3 parts to that. There's the actual shoe itself, the sock that you use with that shoe, and also the gaiter that you use with that ensemble to make the footwear complete. So first of all, up to about 2 years ago, I was essentially a morel boot and hiking shoe user. I was then, two and a half years ago, I was introduced to my first pair of trail runners. I never looked back. Very rare now do I wear anything on the trail but trail runners. Even today, in minus 20 degrees Celsius, lots of fresh snow, I am using my Saucony TR12 trail runners, my JB Fields merino wool, 74% merino wool, 6% lycra, and the rest is a man-made combination of man-made materials for durability, and my outdoor research gaiters, ankle gaiters. Let me show you. Okay, take a look at that. That is my footwear for this particular hike, and I use this particular footwear most of the winter for my hikes. So again, trail runners with the right socks and gaiters can be very effective in the winter. Now, if I was plowing through 1 or 2 feet of fresh fallen snow, I would also, on top of that, I would use a knee-high gaiter or something that goes from the shoe to just below the knee, for that extra protection to stop anything actually getting in the shoe. So that is my shoe of choice, is a trail runner. As for brands, you know what? I really like Asics. Asics Gel Venture 7s, great trail shoe. I like my Saucony TR12s. This is the first pair I've had of these, and I've got several hundred kilometers on these now. They're doing a great job. Also, I recently, about a month or so ago, I picked up a pair of Ultra Lone Peak 4.0s. I have about 100 kilometers on those, and so far I am liking those greatly. So again, footwear is very, very, very personal. What works for one does not work for another person. What I am telling you is simply my opinion, my 2 cents worth. Don't go rushing out and buying trail runners if it does not work for you. But they definitely work for me, and a majority of long distance through hikers out there are also using trail runners rather than a hiking boot or a hiking shoe. Lightweight, comfortable, durable. Some people will say maybe not quite as much support. Hey, again, it's just something to consider as a trail runner if you're not already using them. Okay, let's carry on down this trail. At this little section here, there's a beautiful little stream that runs right through the forest and the woodland. Absolutely beautiful down there. Wow. Man, I am so lucky to be here today. Another question that's been asked several times is, okay, I finished the Bruce Trail this year, 2019. What comes next? Well, first of all, as a landscape photographer, I am hiking all the time, 4, 5, 6 times a week, whatever, day hikes, sometimes overnight hikes, sometimes 2 or 3 night hikes, ranging from, could be a 20-kilometer day hike to a 100-kilometer 2 or 3 night hike, as well as each year I do try to put in one major through hike. And again, for 2019, that was the Bruce Trail. Upcoming major through hikes for 2020, I'm really seriously considering and planning for the Colorado. The Colorado being about 800 kilometers, pretty much right over the top of the US Rockies, from Littleton, Denver to Durango, Colorado. So that is what I'm thinking about quite seriously. Another possibility or possible through hike for 2020 is a Bruce Trail, so the same trail I did in 2019, but as a yo-yo, which would double the distance of that trail. So the basic trail itself is around 900 kilometers. So if I was to do a yo-yo on that trail, which I'm thinking about or would like to do, that would be an 1800 kilometer hike. And that is also a possibility for 2020. And for those that don't know, a yo-yo is you start at whatever terminus you start at and you hike to the end of that trail, and then you simply turn around and you hike back again to where you started. So it's called a yo-yo, and it doubles the length of the trail. You're essentially doing it twice. Once, say, northbound, the second time southbound, back to back. So that would take me quite a while. It took me 35 days to do the Bruce Trail, so maybe 70 and a little bit days to do a yo-yo on that trail. So that's also a trail I'm thinking about, but you know what? So much depends on what happens between now and then. I do have other opportunities, such as in March, I'm seriously thinking about hiking again in the Cumbrian Mountains, northern England, at the bottom end of Scotland, if you will. I've hiked there before, and as a photographer, it's a photographer's paradise. And there's certain mountain peaks I really want to summit there. I have summited some. There's some more I want to do. So I'm thinking about that in March. So a lot depends on finances, available time and money. So yeah, that's what's coming next for Jasper as far as hiking and major through hikes are concerned. Probably the Colorado starting around the end of July, but it could be a Bruce Trail yo-yo. There. Let's keep going. The trail itself now brings us down between these beautiful trees, snow covered, some blue sky ahead of us with some puffy white clouds, and it brings us right down to the shoreline on Georgian Bay. Now normally at this time of year, this particular area, or this particular lake would be covered with ice. But not this year. This year's been quite a mild winter up to just this last week. So we are now getting ice formation, especially around the shoreline, and we are starting to get ice form upon the body of water itself. But as I say, normally it would be just a big sheet of ice. Wow. What a beautiful place to be today. Absolutely gorgeous. The wind is picking up here down by the shoreline. And my nose is running because of the cold. But that's okay. It's to be expected. Okay. The going is quite challenging through here. Right now we're kind of hacking our way through about a foot of snow on top of an ice layer. I'm not wearing spikes today, which would be beneficial, but I'm not wearing them. Actually, snowshoes would be beneficial right here. But anyhow, next question. And again, I hope the wind is not drowning out our conversation, but we'll give it a try anyhow. Shelters. I've had several questions about shelters. So my shelter of choice, and there was a reason for this, for the Bruce Trail, was the Mountain Gear Warehouse 2-man tent. Now on the Bruce Trail, excuse me, the going is treacherous here, but on the Bruce Trail Authority, they don't promote camping on trail. There's a couple of kind of overnight rest areas where you can camp, but apart from that, there's very little. So most people like myself, through hikers, or a lot of them, will simply wild camp / stealth camping. Hence, the tent I bought was dark green in color and a wedge shape, which means as dusk approached at the end of the day, the tent just blended in to the woodlands around it, and it was hard to actually see. So that tent was perfect for stealth camping on that trail. And secondly, the waterproof rating of that tent is amazing. I had many nights of horrendous thunderstorms, and I did not get a drop of water inside that tent. And it was from Mountain Gear Warehouse, only cost me 127 Canadian dollars. It was a great tent. Excuse me. Whew. -20 and the wind. Wow. Takes a toll. But the tent I recently purchased a couple of months ago, and all I've done is essentially put it up in my backyard before the snow came, is the Kelty Salida 2. That's a 2-man tent, and that is my tent of choice in my price range now. When I say my tent of choice, in my price range. There's far better tents and there's far lighter tents at significantly more money. So the Kelty Salida 2 is the tent I have picked up with the Colorado Trail in mind. So yeah, that's pretty much the shelter systems that I use. I have those 2 tents, the Mountain Gear Warehouse 2-man tent and the Kelty Salida 2. Okay, let's keep going. The last question that I'd like to address today was in regards to packs or backpacks. Now, when I started the Bruce Trail, well, first of all, over the years I've had several different backpacks, but when I started the Bruce Trail, I was using a 80-liter Inca, which is a Mountain Gear Warehouse backpack. After about 600 kilometers on trail, and maybe a total of 1,000 kilometers I had on that backpack failed miserably, unfortunately. Now, I will say this, when I did get back home after the trail was finished, and I contacted Mountain Gear Warehouse, they gave me a full cash refund, no questions asked. So kudos to Mountain Gear Warehouse for that. So in Owen Sound, at about the 600 kilometer marker, I picked up a Osprey Aether 70-liter AG backpack. Now this backpack is a little heavy, 4.5 pounds with the brain, 4 pounds without the brain, the cap on the top. And it's a 400 Canadian dollar pack. But having said that, it's an excellent backpack. It will carry all the weight you can possibly want. It will do it comfortably. It's got some amazing adjustment options on that pack for comfort and balance. So yes, I'm actually delighted with the pack. Base weights and pack weights and so on are something that we're going to talk about later in other videos. So I don't want to get into that too much right now. But yes, for my next upcoming through hike, I'll be using the Osprey 70-liter Aether AG backpack. And so far, that backpack has been great. Okay, that is going to end our question and answer kind of period for today, or video 1 on question and answers. And they were all questions, comments, or messages that have come through to me from people watching my videos on the through hike of the Bruce Trail. So again, if you have a question, you can email me at trailnamejasper@gmail.com, or you can leave a comment below, and we'll collect a few questions and we'll do a question and answer video number 2. Maybe we can get some conversations going, maybe we can swap some information, and that way we can all learn, so it could be beneficial for us all. Okay, I'm going to continue this hike. The sun's shining, but the temperature just continues to drop as this cold air mass, this Arctic cold air mass settles in here over Ontario. Man, okay. If you like what we're doing, give me a like, share, comment, and please subscribe if you haven't already. Trail name Jasper. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.